You can start small, go for the low-hanging fruit, and engage where your kids are active. Okay, that sounded simple.
Well, our next distinguished award goes to Woman of the Year, Joni Delgado. Who says she is helpful, not bossy. Sorry, a little private joke. Sunday at church. The sponsor for her table is Valley Family Healthcare. And to make the presentation, here's Stephanie DeLong.
So I'm honored to be here with all of you tonight, celebrating the accomplishments of all of these amazing community members. It's truly wonderful to live in an area that celebrates their own and acknowledges the positive impacts that they have on our community. Tonight, I'm here for one specific member. She's a very special person to me. She's not just my cousin, but also my sister, confidant, friend, constant cheerleader, Mrs. Joni Delgado. Joni is no stranger to community involvement and servitude. She was raised in the small farming community of Willow Creek, where the love of family and neighbor is commonplace and not given a second thought, where stepping up for the good of others is taught to you at the same time as learning to walk and talk. These characteristics that she's raised with shaped her into the person that we are celebrating tonight. Joni's lived in Ontario since she graduated from BSU as a registered nurse. After spending some years at Holy Rosary, she began working for Oregon Child Development Coalition around 1993. It was at this time she met many influential people that encouraged her to do what she could for the community in whatever capacity she could at the time. This began her longest serving position, which included being a board member for Valley Family, instructing CPR and first aid in the community, Ontario School District volunteer, and 4-H volunteer. She's been doing those activities for over 25 years. You've most likely seen her in and out of Valley Family functions through the years, CPR Saturday, training events here in town, various school district task force meetings, board meetings, any sporting event where her children have competed or are currently competing. If there's an activity or something going on that benefits children or families in Ontario, you can bet that Joni will be involved in some capacity. Other community level activities that she's involved in is a collaborative member or a volunteer, Boys and Girls Club, Cactus Riders 4-H Club, Ontario FFA Alumni Association, the Community Connections Network, Oregon and Idaho Personal Ponies, Ontario Community Church, Animals Wrestling, the Ontario Elks, where she focuses her time on grants for the lodge and scholarships for the youth in the community. And this isn't even all of what she's involved in, but I'm about to run out of my time, so I'm gonna just move on. One of Joni's greatest accomplishments, which I have been fortunate enough to be part of, is Elderberry Lane, a Place for Kids, in which she is the executive director. Around 2011, she saw a need for extra activities in our area for kids and adults with varied abilities. Her vision for Camp Elderberry began. That year, she serviced 4 kids with activities and opportunities tailored for their abilities and learning styles. Each year, the numbers have grown. Between day camps, personal pony assisted living facility visits, FFA and 4-H collaborations, and other extension activities, she's able to reach more than 300 children and adults each year. I was fortunate enough to work for her for many summers, and let me tell you, the impact that Joni, her Elderberry staff and volunteers, the ponies and activities have on the attendees is so rewarding. If you're not already following Elderberry Lane, a Place for Kids on Facebook or Instagram, check it out. The smiles on everyone says it all. Keeping up with this fast-paced life has not always been without its share of bumps or curves along the way. As she's doing all these previous mentioned activities, she's maintained a healthy marriage for 37 years. She's raised 5 kids, over 30 of those. Yeah, Jose told me to say that. So there's that. You're welcome. Making it to all extended family functions, taking care of her father when he was sick, monitoring her mother's current health needs, attending church and community functions, and more. This would be enough to get anyone down, but through it all, she has come out stronger, smarter, and more confident powerhouse of an advocate for children and families, and that is something to be proud of. So with that being said, please join me in welcoming Joni Delgado to the stage.
Thank you, Steph. I was confident you were the right person for this task. This month has been a whirlwind of activities. From preparing for this occasion, receiving so many phone calls, texts, gifts, it has been a humbling, special occasion. I would like to thank Ken Hart, CEO of Valley Family Healthcare, and the Ontario Chamber for this distinguished award. I'm sorry, I would not be standing here tonight without the love of my husband, Jose, my parents, John and Nina, my siblings, my children, family, and dearest friends. Thank you for your unwavering support, and one might even say, enduring my next project. Sorry. Not sorry. So, more to come. So, I would like to direct you to the place that forged my spirit. Turn right at Cairo Junction. Take a right on the John Day Highway. Slow down as you come to the church, the school, and the store. You have arrived in Willow Creek. Woo! Right. I am proud to proclaim that I am a Creeker. The communities of Willow Creek, Jameson, and Brogan, a place where volunteering has no meaning. Neighbors, friendly, family, and friends just show up and offer what is needed to help. I began my adulting away from Willow Creek. I carried with me the essence of community. I was unaware how this would impact my future. I was soon introduced to others that were engaged in my new community. In my mind, those activities were for the old people. I had no time for that. I was too busy. Looking back, I can't recall what was so important that consumed my time. Life continues. Marriage, graduation from college, careers, juggling work schedules, starting a family. At that time, our family consisted of 2 very active small boys. Through my work, I was introduced to Mary Imus, a nurse practitioner at Valley Family. After each late afternoon clinic, she would race back to Parma to attend a school board or other civic events that her husband and her were involved in. We talked about her investment in community and the reality of raising children. I would ask her how she had time and why. And why wasn't she as tired as I was after work? She told me, Joni, it is not your season. You can start small, go for the low-hanging fruit, and engage where your kids are active. Okay, that sounded simple. So my journey began. Preschool, church, schools, youth sports, organized sports, community events, global village, John Breitenbach, yes, 4-H, FFA, forming a nonprofit, community wellness, college sports, boards, and now else. I credit Mary Imus for my participation as Valley Family, a long-standing board member for Valley Family, in planting the seeds of why individuals engage. Mary understood her why. She was never boastful. She was never strong-armed. She just showed up and gave the best, and I acknowledge her as one of my first mentors. Early in my journey, I remember attending a community meeting, and the task on hand was to solve a pressing issue. As the discussion continued, no one came forward. Cheryl Cruzen confidently said, if you want something done, you need to ask a busy person. That statement has stayed with me. I now understand that the busy person can prioritize, organize, and execute plans. They understand the power of collective impact and to seek the biggest return on their investment, their time. Each of us has a gift to share with the world. The range is vast, from small acts of kindness to complicated projects. Steve Prefontaine, Oregon track star, shared with the world, to give anything less than your best is to sacrifice the gift. Every day, show up, give your best to everyone you touch. You will never know the power of your actions. I would like to honor my mentors past, present, and those I haven't met yet. That as I'm looking around the room right now, I'm looking for their leadership and guidance. I even acknowledge those that cause strife. I see all of you. You left a footprint and a roadmap for me to follow. Some were quiet and never knew their impact, while others blazed the trail for me. When time comes for me to slow down, to pause, to pivot, re-enlist, or pass the torch, my hope is that I will ignite a spark that will generate energy to guide others as they find their why. The great John Maxwell shared, "Find your why, and you will find your way." I challenge each of you to pause and to find your why. Thank you.